Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to my Robinhood portfolio. What I wanted to do today is talk about closed-end funds and a pretty cool way of getting into closed-end funds but having some diversification at the same time. If you guys remember, closed-end funds are like ETFs and mutual funds in which they have a pooled investment fund with a manager overseeing the portfolio. And typically the portfolio has high-yield bonds or corporate debt. It has a great return on investment, and that is given back to the shareholder in the form of a great dividend yield. You can see this one here, PIMCO High Income Fund, PHK. The dividend yield is 10.918%. But the only drawback in some of these companies is that they're highly leveraged and they can be quite volatile. You can see PHK here, kind of going up and down here in a quite dramatic fashion. So a cool way of getting into the closed-end fund investment portfolio without having a lot of risk is jumping into something like this, a yield shares high income ETF. And this is essentially an ETF of closed-end funds. You can see on the bottom there, this is tracking an index of U.S. listed closed-end funds weighted by yield, discount to the net asset value and trading volume. And what is cool about this is that it actually trades at a discount. So the underlying securities, the underlying ETFs, the underlying closed-end funds, CEFs in the ETF, are valued more than the price of the of this ETF in itself. So not only are you getting some diversification, but there's also a little bit of a discount as well. And you can see the dividend yield there is 8.134%. So you're still getting a great dividend yield. But the key point is here, if you look at the 1-year chart here, yes, it's kind of going up and down a bit, but it's not as dramatic as simply one of the CEFs or one of the closed-end funds. This one you can see is jumping around quite dramatically. But in the ETF, because it's composed of, I think this one has about 150 different closed-end funds in the ETF, it's kind of smoothed out here a little bit with regards to the performance here. So this is a great way of getting into closed-end funds with a great dividend yield, mostly monthly dividend yields here for a lot of these ETFs. The trading volume's not great. The market cap's a little bit low, but again, this is a great way of getting some diversification when you're investing in closed-end funds. Here's another one, PCEF. This is a PowerShares ETF here, and you can see that again, this is tracking an index of 3 types of yield-focused closed-end funds: investment-grade fixed income, high-yield fixed income, and option writing. So again, a great way of getting into a CEF or closed-end fund with a great dividend yield, but also having a little bit of diversification. This one's a little bit better than the last one. The volume's a little bit higher. The market cap's a little bit higher as well. And this one also trades at a discount. So the net asset value of the underlying securities is higher than the price of the stock here, $23.26. And they're also very cheap as well. So $19.18 and $23.26. They have great dividend yields here, as you can see. And they offer a little bit more diversification than just jumping into, for example, one closed-end fund like this PHK here, which can, again, kind of jump up and down quite dramatically. So kind of came across these, thought this would be kind of cool to share with you guys. I'm not sure if I'm going to jump into one of these ETFs. I'm kind of shying away from closed-end funds at the moment. But for a short period of time, they're not bad to hold. They have a great dividend yield. They are a little bit more volatile, but again, with the higher yield, you get a little bit more volatility. So let me know if you guys have any of these in your portfolio. Very interesting. Some point I may add one of these closed-end fund ETFs. I have a few ETFs, or excuse me, I have a few closed-end funds in my portfolio, along with ETFs. But for right now, I think I'm going to shy away from these. But very interesting investment strategies if you guys are interested in CEFs or closed-end funds. So let me know what you guys are doing with your portfolios, and kind of with that, I'll end the video. As always, if you enjoy my videos, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And until next video, we'll see you then.